This is going to be a heavily edited episode. They're going to be like, oh, diamonds. They're going to be like flashbacks and flash forwards and all sorts of time travel-y stuff. I'm probably just going to, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to make a crazy episode now. So, this is now the beginning of the video. And transition into my normal intro now. Hello world, this is Drusen, and welcome back to another episode on the AlphyCraft server. It's been a little while since I recorded an episode, not super long, but I'll show you. This is the storage room that I'm working on at my mountain fortress. It's nowhere near done, and I probably wouldn't have even showed it to you guys yet, except that I logged out here, so when I logged back in, I'm like, oh, it's right here. If you guys remember, I think I showed it to you. I had a storage room that just went, it was just like this wide. There were ladders going down and chests and stuff. And I decided that would get really annoying. So I'm going to make it much bigger, first of all. And once it's done, it's going to have multiple layers with staircases. And yeah, I have a ton of work to do that's not going to be done for a while. But I have some stuff I want to talk about. And I figured that it's also been a while since I've checked out some of my other like islands and bases and stuff, and I want to make sure that I'm not like missing any pranks or anything, because I mean, that'd just be, I prank people a lot, and it's not really fun if you're prank. I mean, it's kind of fun if they don't see it right away, because then it's kind of like, oh, when are they gonna find it, kind of thing. But I know that it can get to the point where it's like, you just want to tell them that it's there. So, yeah. I told Ref I was going to tell this story next time I recorded it, but it's been a little while, so I kind of almost forgot about it. So the prank that I cleaned up in the last episode, Bailey did way up in the sky above my plot. I found out later from Ref that he had climbed up there to check it out, and then he had just logged out up there. And that was before I cleaned it up. So apparently when he logged back in, he fell to his death on my plot. I thought that was a pretty funny story, and unfortunately, he wasn't recording, but yeah. I'm going to try and get back to Republic Commando, because it's been so long since I've played, and I really do want to finish the game. So hopefully, once I finish posting those, the adventure map episodes, I'm going to just go finish the game and then do the uploading of episodes like every 2 days or whatever. Whoa! Baby zombie pigman! That's awesome! That's really awesome. But I'd hate to have to fight one. That was not here. This just says from someone. I don't know who it is, but I don't respond to plaques. So, sorry. Tree farm's right over there. And let's just fix this. Wait. Okay. No, never mind. I was thinking there was a third sign there, but there's not. It goes over here. Hey, look, I have stuff in here. I forgot about that stuff. I get distracted way too easily, guys. By the way, this is Johnny's new horse farm. Once again, getting distracted. Or horse store. Ishog! Clean up the slimes already. Seriously. I know I'm getting distracted, guys, but seriously, that prank was a long time ago. There's no excuse for them still being there. Oh, and this is AJ's house. I haven't seen this. No. This is really cool. So, if anyone wants a really cool extreme hills biome with waterfalls and stuff, there's the coordinates. -841, 519. So, and here's a cave. That's not a cave. So, I started playing Smite, which if you don't know is a MOBA or something online battle arena. I think it's a multiplayer online battle arena, but I feel like the online would kind of already cover the multiplayer, maybe not. Ducky's the one who introduced it to me, and it's really fun, and it's free to play as well, so you guys should all try it out. It's awesome. It's like you play as different like gods from Greek and Norse mythology and stuff, and basically you just have a giant brawl. So Smite is, as I said, a MOBA, and it's very fun, and I don't understand it half the time because I'm not smart enough to understand a MOBA, but I'm getting better at the actual gameplay aspect slowly. If you ask Ducky, well, I mean, even I'll say I'm still terrible. Which, like, I think Ducky's really good, and he says he's not even that great. So, I don't know. But it's really fun, and you should check it out. I think it's smitethegame.com. I can, if I remember, I will put a link in the description. And yeah, really, it is good to play with someone who knows the game, because for me, I would die a lot more if it weren't for Ducky and his other friends who play telling me, like, suggestions for what items to buy at the beginning of the match and all that kind of stuff. So, if it wasn't for them, I'd still be playing as Artemis. So I was playing as Artemis from Greek mythology when I first started, and I thought she was like a really good character. I found out she's like not. She's one of the worst characters, kind of. I mean, if you know how to play her, she does well, but she's not like a character you should have as your favorite. And she was my favorite character. So I know better now. Wow, yeah, this episode's really all over the place. Maybe I will transition to something else. Like, now. Yeah. Stuff. Words. So, hey guys. In the spirit of being really random and going all these different random places, this is the Vintage Beef Fan Server. So I'm doing a joint episode today, which is very fun for me anyway. Probably not so much for the people who are watching, just because I'm pretty sure most of my viewers either only watch AlphyCraft or only watch Vintage Beef Fan Server, not both. So, well, you're getting a you're getting a joint episode today. So I recently saw a bunch of movies, and I'm just going to talk about them briefly while I shovel. Yeah, I have tons of shovels. We're all good with that. So, the movie that one of the movies I just saw was Oblivion, which, if you remember, I talked about Oblivion way back in if you're an AlphyCraft viewer. I talked about Oblivion way back in an episode when I was working on the arena. It was like the first or second, I don't know. It was a while ago, so you guys might remember better than me. But I was talking about, I had just seen Jack Reacher, and then I was saying that Oblivion was, I think that was when Oblivion was still coming to theaters. So that was like 6 months ago or something. Okay, so Oblivion is out on DVD and Blu-ray now. I watch DVDs. And I didn't end up seeing it in the theater just because I'm trying to save money, and so I'm not really eating out or going to the movie theater as much. But, so I finally saw Jack Reacher, and it's not as good as I hoped originally. Like, if you saw that episode I was talking about way back when I did it, I'd just seen Jack Reacher, which at the time, now it's been a while since I've seen it, and the excitement sort of wore off. It was still a good movie, but it wasn't like the best movie of all time, like I was kind of saying. Yeah, I was really excited about Jack Reacher, and anyway, so I was saying Oblivion was probably going to be just as good. It wasn't as good, but it wasn't a, okay. I was going to say it wasn't a bad movie. It really depends on who you ask, because Claw from the AlphyCraft server has hugely different opinions about movies and stuff than I do. And a lot of the movies that I'm like, oh, they're fun movies, they're really good and stuff, he just hates. I'm just going to say that I liked the first half. The second half was not expected and a little disappointing. And then the ending sort of redeemed it. I mean, it was kind of a cliched ending. I don't know. It wasn't the worst movie ever, but it wasn't the best movie ever. I'll just leave it at that. And if you guys want to watch it, then you can make up your own minds. Because it's on DVD now, and so you should be able to get it free from your library. I also just saw the X-Men movies. All of them except for the most recent one, which is still in theaters. The Wolverine. I've never seen any of the X-Men movies before. And the first one, I didn't realize it was that old. So the special effects weren't that great. But it was an okay movie. I mean, as far as superhero movies go, I think pretty much any superhero movie is gonna be kind of dumb. There are gonna be dumb elements to it, but it can still be fun overall. And I thought the first X-Men was not terrible. X-Men 2 was probably my favorite Mainly because I really like Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler, Wolverine, and Cyclops were like no, I knew more than that. I was gonna say those are like the only X-Men I knew before seeing the movies. That's not true. I played part of Marvel Ultimate Alliance, the original one. That's kind of an old game at this point. So, yeah, X-Men 2 was kind of my favorite just because it had Nightcrawler and like one of, I forget if it's the opening scene or just one of the opening scenes, but there's a really cool scene where he's like fighting people and teleporting all over the place and stuff. But yeah, X-Men 3 I also really enjoyed. I thought it was very close to the second one in like how much I liked it. They were both quite enjoyable. There were definitely parts of X-Men 3 that I really liked. Yeah, then I saw First Class. And to be honest, I didn't really like it that much. Yeah, First Class wasn't the greatest movie. There were, once again, there were parts of it that were for a superhero movie, like just like standard cool action stuff, and because it was much newer, it did have some pretty cool effects. But I don't know. It it wasn't as good as 2 and 3, definitely. And finally, I saw X-Men Origins Wolverine, and to be honest, I wasn't really a fan. Partially because I just was expecting something totally different. I didn't really expect. Basically, the whole part of how he became like what everyone knows as Wolverine with like the metal claws, which is like he underwent. If you don't know, he like there was like an experiment kind of done on him where his entire skeleton was like melded with this unbreakable metal, so he was like indestructible. Anyway, I thought that was gonna happen in like the first 10 minutes of the movie, and then it was all about him like getting revenge or something. Like that's what I had gotten from, or that's what I thought from like way back when it came out. I saw a trailer for it, and that's sort of what it looked like to me. But I was wrong. That didn't even happen until more than halfway through the movie, and there were some good actors in it. I liked Ryan Reynolds before he technically became Deadpool. Deadpool was kind of stupid in my opinion. Whereas Ryan Reynolds at the beginning was pretty cool. If he could teleport like Deadpool, then I wouldn't have thought. Now, I don't know the comic book story very well, so there might be people who know the X-Men comics really well and might be getting really mad at me for saying this stuff. But I never read the X-Men comic books, so don't really know much about Deadpool's actual backstory. So the movie could have been really close. I just know that I didn't really like the way it was done. Oh. Okay. UHC spoilers. Stop watching if you want to see UHC and haven't already. So, yeah. It happened again. I got all the way up to second place. And then I died fighting the last... Well, people in this case. It was partially, well, I'm not going to make excuses, but I am going to make observations. So, first of all, I am happy that I got my very first PvP kill, which was against Jag. It was really exciting at first, but I kind of was let down, or not let down, but I kind of lost some of the excitement right after I accidentally set myself on fire and brought myself down to, I think, 2.5 hearts. I haven't watched it for a little while, so I don't remember exactly. But that was a really stupid mistake, and I'm annoyed about that. But yeah, the other thing I realized later was that Jag was only on half a heart at the time. So like, unless I absolutely didn't see him coming and I was like crafting when he attacked or something, it was most likely that I would have killed him. So, and the fact that he didn't even like get to do anything, it was just, I saw him and shot him one hit. That was kind of like, I don't know, it doesn't feel as awesome killing someone who was almost helpless. So, but I have to say, Jag, if you're watching this, that I was watching through your UHC, and compared to last season, I was really impressed. Like, I've always thought of you as someone who has no clue about Minecraft because they almost never play it. But I was impressed. You remembered how to craft stuff, and now I feel bad because it sounds like I'm saying, but no, I'm saying I was impressed. You are just much better in general at Minecraft than I ever knew. So, final battle. First of all, I didn't really stand a chance. Because, one, it's ref we're talking about. Plus, H-Dog was there, so I had a second person to worry about. Plus, I was only at, like, 2.5 hearts. Which the fire damage from the nether, which was really stupid of me, did a lot. Like, I was at, like, 7 hearts or something originally. And, yeah, I made several mistakes. It would have been nice if I also had a teammate. You know, I'm just gonna go caving. That's default Minecraft for me. Okay, so yeah, I had never seen anyone really effectively use the strategy of like building some sort of base. I had seen like short attempts of it, but it was always basically that they built the base and then started fighting and then they left the base, which I think building the base was my first mistake, because when trying to shoot at ref, I realized that at a distance like that, he has maneuverability on his side. Yeah, at a distance like that, he had maneuverability on his side, and I had such a small base with not a ton of cover. Just realized I said I was going caving, and I'm just going somewhere random. So are we preserving Tobez's house? Is that what's going on here? It's kind of what it looks like. Okay. So I don't even want that. yeah, so him having maneuverability was a plus, and then because I didn't have maneuverability, he could just hit me so easily. So he had maneuverability and I didn't. So that was one thing that gave me a major disadvantage. So that was the first reason that that the tower was stupid. But then I left the tower, and that was really stupid. Oh, hello. For a second, I was thinking this was UHC, and that guy could, yeah. Then I left the tower, and that was also really, like, at that point, I should have committed. Because that was what I was saying, my whole point of why the couple of times I've seen someone do a fortress, why it failed, was usually because they were pinned down, but then they're like, okay, well, I am pinned down, so I have to leave. But the problem is, then it's like, you don't have anywhere to hide. They know exactly where you are. So, the other thing was the direction I chose to head. I started to go after H-Dog, thinking I could maybe get another PvP kill. I should have just shot at her. I really shouldn't have done what I did. That was dumb. Because once I was down that mountain, I was just getting shot at from above. I had no cover. And I mean, if I had stayed up on the mountain, I had those strength potions. So even if a ref had killed me, I could have potentially done a lot of damage with my sword. Darn, I was going to go to one more server, but apparently it was offline right now. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next episode of AlphyCraft and or Vintage Fan Server, whichever one comes first.